Hi there, if you want to learn how to create sound effects, then you are in the right place. In this video series, I'll be doing a redesign of a short clip from the game Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So I'll be designing the anime sound effects from scratch. Actually, I'll be doing it in real time, so you'll see me in real time picking plugins, seeing how I'm analyzing the sounds from the original game, trying to recreate them, trying to get as close as possible, seeing what plugins I use and why I'm using them and what I'm trying to do with them. So if that interests you and you want to see my workflow and how to create sound effects, then this is going to be the video for you. Now, if there's a certain sound that you want to see, a certain type of style or a certain game that you would like me to do a redesign for, let me know, because this video I'm doing because somebody left a comment on a video and requested this video. So because of that, I'm doing a series on this short clip. So if there's something that you want to see that you don't find out anywhere on the internet, or that you're just really curious how I would create it, let me know and I might actually make a video with it. All right, with that said, let's get into the redesign. All right, so here we are inside of Reaper, and so the first thing we're going to do here is I just want to have a listen to the original game sound. The clip is here, and just so we have an idea of what we're going to be designing in this series, and then we'll go back and then I'll start designing. So let's have a listen. And just a heads up here, there is a lot of music in this little clip, which I am not going to do in this video series. Just want to focus on the sound effects. So here we go. All right, so that's the clip we're going to be designing. For this video, what I'd like to start designing is just the UI sound here at the beginning, and then maybe like the verses screen here. So I think that's what I'm going to do to start. And you can see here, I've already kind of marked different markers here for different sections of the redesign that I want to focus on. So when the throw, when the Pokemon like opens up here, same thing. Oh, and then the Pokemon sounds here, then the throw, open, Pokemon sound, and then the end screen. So those are the sounds we're going to be focusing on. So if you do want to look ahead to different videos, if they're out, I'll have them in the description. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be focused on in this series. So but like I said, let's start here. And my goal here is going to be to try to get as close as possible to the original, and just have a listen to what the original is, kind of break down the sound, see if I can identify what's going on, how they might have created it, and see if I can replicate that as close as possible. So yeah, we'll work on that. And the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to load in Faceplant. And I think I'm going to try something with a wavetable. So if we have a listen to the original sound here. So to me, it sounds like a note playing really fast in octaves. Right, something like that, really fast. Obviously, we're going to have to change up our sound a little bit here. So let's see what we can create. So I'm going to try... It's not quite what we want. Okay, this is a bit closer. Let's bring down our sustain here just so we get this kind of, this kind of really short sound. Let's bring up the release. All right, so that's a little bit better there. Okay, so I'm going to start with that for now. It does sound a little dry. I think I'm going to add some effects like some sort of reverb. Yeah, I'm going to go in here and see if I can play some sounds really quickly here. All right, so these are way too long. Let's shorten these up quite a bit. Maybe I'll do in octaves. So I think it needs to be even shorter because they are still sounding like two different notes. So that sounds pretty good. Now, I'm still not getting quite the same sound here. Let's see what we can do here. Let's add a bit of delay. So I don't want it to be that long. I want it to be pretty short, actually. Maybe a reverb to put it in a space. Okay, I think one of the things I'm going to try to do here is see if I can add an LFO as well. Maybe like this. And assign that to the blend here. So it kind of comes in and out here. Let's do it faster. That's good, but now I need the pitch to be up higher because it's not as bright as the other one. Let's try that. Okay, now I need to reduce maybe the delay a little bit because I'm still getting a bit too much delay. I just want it to be one sound. And then maybe bring it up even more. So I think it's pretty close. I'm going to load Infiltrator here by Devious Machines and see if I can just play around with some settings here, some effects to get more of that shimmer, more of that quality of the sound. I gotta get rid of this. I think I'm gonna move this back a little bit here. I mean, it's pretty close. I just want to see, I don't know. I mean, this adds a bit more shimmer, but it doesn't have that in the original here, so maybe not. So it's not really helping. It's not really what I want here, so maybe changing the wavetable could help. So I think removing the delay is good. Don't really need it. Okay, so I think this is pretty close. So basically all I added here was a flanger in here, just to add a bit of movement. I went to a triangle wave instead of a sine wave. And I just put the reverb after that, so the reverb is at the end of the signal chain. Well, that's pretty much it. After that, I added recenter because if I didn't, the sound is really wide, which is okay. I just I wanted to bring it in a bit. It sounds a lot more centered and mono in the game here. It's probably mono, so it's not perfect, but it's kind of close. So Anyways, I think I'm going to move on from that because I am spending quite a bit of time on that. But I'm pretty happy with how close we are. It's not, again, it's not exactly the same. If I really want it to be exactly the same, I'd probably keep on going and see if I could figure out what exactly is, maybe it's just a different like wavetable, or but like what exactly is the characteristic of that sound that's making it a bit different. But I think for now, we're going to keep on going for the sake of this video. All right, so next, let's go to our next sound here, which is going to be the verses scene here. So let's have a listen to the original here. So here I'm hearing a few different layers here. So I hear on the left ear, in my left ear, I hear like a whoosh. It's kind of a low mid whoosh. Right in the middle, I hear a high like shimmer whoosh. Yeah, so let's start with those two layers. All right, so I have these sounds here that I think could work for that swing in the left ear. Let's bring it down a little bit. So it's a little bit long, but let's see. And I have a couple of different variations. Actually, I have quite a few variations here in case I need it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this in the left ear, maybe at 50%. Okay, and let's cut this down because I don't think we need the full tail here. Something like that. Yeah, that's better. Now let's make sure we hit that mark here, which is, where is that? I think it's right there. Yeah, which is pretty close to where I had my marker. So maybe I'll move my marker a little bit. So that's where I want it to hit. So maybe like that. Actually, I liked it better the way it was before. So I'm going to keep it like that for now. That's a good first layer. All right, next, let's just see if we can add a shimmer layer here. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to load faceplant here. Let's do a sampler. And I think if I add some sort of like metallic sound, I could probably get some sort of shimmer layer by adding some effects to it. So I'm going to see if I can find some sort of metallic scrape or ring or something like that. And then we'll go from there. All right, so I have a sound here. Sounds like this. All right, so it's a scrape. I'm not sure if it'll work. Might need to switch it out with a different sound. But for now, let's start with that here. And let's see what sounds we can get out of it. So, all right, I think the first thing I'm going to do here is just increase our attack a little bit. Increase our release. Something like that is good. Let's start with that. Now I'm going to go into Infiltrator here. And again, I think I'm going to be using this a lot here for this redesign because I think it's just good for the style that I'm going for here. Let's try this one here. Let's try some of these FFT effects. Sounds pretty good. Okay, so that's okay. Let's see if we can add another one here to really make it shimmer. I'm gonna add a bit of compression just to bring back up the volume here. Okay, I'm going to see if I can add some sort of delay on this thing. Maybe like a dual delay. Just add a bit of tail, give it some space. Okay, so that sounds interesting. So I'm going to print that out here. that. Let's set it in context. Oh. And of course, remember to take off the plugin effect, or else you're going to be doing it twice here. So this one I don't want in the left. I want it right center here. So okay, so because I had baked that in when I printed it out, I'm just going to add recenter on here. Make it a bit more mono. There you go. And I don't want to have such a long attack here. I want it to be really quick. Maybe even more. Now I wonder if I can do, so it kind of sounds like the pitch is going down or something. So I'm going to see if I can play with this. I don't know if this will work, but let's just try it here. I'm going to add a modulation lane here and just see if I can pitch this down really quickly right when it gets to the hit point here. So let's have a listen. No, no, definitely not. Oh, that sounds cool. See that in context. Okay, so that sounds pretty cool to me. I like that. I like that layer. So you still get that kind of whoosh down, and then you kind of get that impact, that kind of like hit the accent for when the verses kind of appears or like pops up, you know. So that's good. Okay, so that's a good start. So I think I'm going to add a few other sounds here. So let's see what else I can grab here that might work. I think I'm going to add some other whooshes to kind of fill out the sound. All right, so I have this swing sound here. This is a swing whoosh sound that I had created that I just have in my library. Didn't do really any effect on it. I just kind of put it in there, brought down the volume. So let's have a listen in context here with everything else. It's really mostly, I would want to make sure that these two whooshes kind of, or swings, fit together. Let's see if I can bring this volume down a little bit. I think that's good. I'm gonna see if I can put this even more left. Yeah. That's cool. I still feel like this is a bit low. So I might bring this pitch up a little bit. So let's see if I can bring it up if it helps. So again, you're coming up. It's like you're starting high frequencies and then you're moving down. So it feels more like a whoosh, you know? That's better. I like that. So without it. It's kind of minute, but I think it helps a little bit. So anyways, we'll see. I might keep that, might not. Okay, I wanted some other like really quick like whiz by or like pass by, and I have some from my my recent whoosh sound library, sound pack that I created. So I'm just gonna see if I can find some and put it in here. All right, so I have this whoosh whiz by here that I found. right? It's more high frequency stuff. Let's see how that fits in with everything else. Okay, I'm gonna remove it a little bit here. It's a little loud too, and I don't want that, so still too loud. Okay, I still feel like there's another layer that I'm missing here. Some sort of like sweeping layer or something like that. So I'm gonna see what else I could find that could have that. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna try to do actually is I'm gonna load up Faceplant here. And I'm gonna see if I can create a layer that has some sort of like cool filter sweep or something like that. So let's go to like, again, I'll try a triangle wave, might change that up here. And let's do again. Do infiltrator here. There we go. I am going to do a filter. I want it to be triggered by the audio so that every time I play, it's going to trigger this envelope here. I want it to go up like that. Okay, let's see what kind of envelope I want here. Maybe something like this. Okay, it needs to be pretty fast. Okay, so I kind of like that, but it's not really the, I don't want that ringing sound there at the end, so. Okay, so I think this one's good. Okay, let's see if I can print that out and see how it fits in the context with that sound effect, if that helps with that kind of sweeping motion here. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna print that out. So that is quite a bit loud, which I don't want. And I probably don't want that attack at the start. So let's just go like this here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Nope. Okay. Right. I forgot to take off Infiltrator again, which is why it sounds so loud. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, remove that start here. It sounds kind of cool. I don't know if that's what I want, though. I feel like I want it even faster. Okay, that sounds kind of cool. I'm not getting that higher frequency whoosh section, like layer. I mean, don't get me wrong, it sounds kind of nice and like poppy, but I don't think this layer is doing anything, so I'm going to remove it for now. Right, so just going through the layers right now just to make sure everything actually is noticeable and is actually making a difference to the sound. This one I couldn't hear and I couldn't tell, so I took that out just for that. Okay, I wonder if we can do a similar layer to this one.
maybe I can duplicate this. And I don't want this. What I do want though, I don't want that. Okay, let's take this off. Okay, all right, I want to see. Okay, maybe I can do something a bit more drastic like this. Even more. You know what? I'm going to try to see if it helps with an LFO. Like that. Maybe I can do the volume. Let's bring that down. Okay. And turn that off. Let's make it faster. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find another different sample here that can go in here. Okay, I don't know if I want a dual delay now. I'm going to switch to just a regular delay. Maybe some similar settings here. Okay, I'm going to keep on looping this area here. See if I can work on that sound, that layer. Let's try that. Okay, I'm going to try printing out the sound. Okay, let's have a listen to this here. So I think what I need here is I kind of need to cut this out really quickly here. So maybe I'll do a volume automation here. So where is it? Not exactly sure where it's going to hit, but something like that. No, not too much. Right, something like that. So you hear this swish, and it kind of cuts, but then you still hear that tail. Okay, I'm still not super happy with it, so I'm going to keep on looking for some sounds in my library, and then we'll be back, see what I find. Okay, so I couldn't really find another layer that I really wanted that I could fix. So what I ended up kind of doing here, the only thing I really fixed up here is this first layer, which shows the whoosh. I wanted to make it more impactful, more like it was a whoosh rather than a swing. So I kind of made it like a whoosh in that I have it panned going from left to center here, and then also increasing in volume. So that helped a little bit to bring it out. And then the last thing I'm going to try to do here, because I'm pretty happy with the sound, I just want to see if I can get a bit closer. For this layer, I think it's a little bit too high pitched. So I'm going to see if I can bring it down if that helps here. And then if it does, great. If not, so maybe that was a bit much. I don't know. All right, so the last layer that I ended up doing here was basically a copy of this same layer here, right? But instead of going upwards with Infiltrator here, I went downwards. So it used to be a ramp up. Now I just did a ramp down. I exported that. And then I basically got this down here. Actually, I had, right, it sounded like that. So just like a filter sweep down. I added an EQ first, just to get rid of some of the lows and a bit of the highs. Not really, though. I was just kind of experimenting with that. And then finally here, I added a frequency shifter, brought it way up. And you get this like little birdie sound. Don't know if it's necessary layer. It adds a little bit of character to the sound, though. Could probably even add some sort of reverb or delay on there. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, I wish I could be a bit closer to that original sound, but I'm going to call it there and just see if I can put a bit of OTT on the bus here. Just to bring everything out, kind of mush it all together. Right, not the same, but pretty good. I like it. It's a different character, but I like it.
All right, I hope you found that useful and valuable. If you have any comments, questions, let me know down in the comments below. And if you're looking for sound effects, I have a whole library of sound effects that I offer. It's my everything subscription bundle. They are in a subscription. If your subscription is not your thing, I also sell them as a one-off package. You can do a one-off buyout. So check it out. I'll have links in the description. You can also buy individual sound packs if that interests you. So yeah, it's a great way to support me, support the channel, as well as just having sounds for your work that you can use in commercial, personal, or whatever projects you're working on. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. See you in the next video.